Good evening, welcome to this week's episode on the talk show. I remain Elijah Tanimola. Today I'll be discussing on the subject, 3 pillars of trust in a relationship. What do I mean by trust? It means a feeling of safety. That is, your partner must be able to feel safe with you. Your partner must be able to feel secure with you. And how do you build this trust? This is what I want to talk about. These 3 pillars are germane if you want to build trust in your relationship. The first pillar I'll be focusing on is transparency. What do I mean by this? Your partner must be able to know you inside out. That is, you must be able to reveal yourself to your partner. You must be vulnerable enough to reveal the details of your life to your partner. It also means revealing your past. It means revealing your present. What do I mean by revealing your past? It means the things that you have done in the past that your partner should know about. So many people, they have been victims of blackmail because of the mistakes of their past. And why they have been victims of blackmail is because they have not been able to reveal the reality of that past to their partner. So it comes to their partners as a shock. And if that happens and your partner cannot defend you, when the reality of your past is revealed to your partner before you do so, then there is high tendency that you lose the trust that your partner has for you. Take for instance, you have killed someone before, and you have done a new life. You are now a new person, even if you did it by mistake, but you didn't make that known to your partner. Then your partner find when that reality is revealed to your partner through another source, then your partner finds it difficult to trust you again, even though you have changed. Your partner might assume that you are just pretending, you have not changed. But if you have made known to your partner who you were, then your partner can be able to defend you even if that past comes to light again. It is very important for you to understand it. Revealing your present situation. That is your movement, where you are going to. Even if your itinerary will have to change and you can't even make a call, your partner should be able to trust you because you have built a track record of transparency in time past. So when you get home and maybe someone wants to bring gossip to your partner and things like that about where you have been to and things like that, and you have not revealed that to your partner, then your partner can be able to, when you give that excuse, your partner can be able to defend you and say, oh, I trust you because you have been doing it before. The reality of your present. Where have you been to? Where are you going to? They are simple things. Let your partner know you inside out. Transparency. Let your partner know when you are broke. Let your partner know when you have money. Let your partner know the things that is running through your mind. Let your partner know your future, the plans you have for the future, the ideas that is coming to you. That is transparency. When you build a good track record of transparency, then you are building trust. Transparency is key to building trust, to sustaining trust. Even if you have breached trust in time past, if you want to restore that trust, you need to start to build a track record of transparency. You have to be transparent about your finances. You have to be transparent about your mental state. You have to be transparent about your spiritual state. If you know that your spiritual life is dwindling, there is no point pretending. Even though you are a man of God, everybody respects you on the outside. Your partner must be able to see you in and out and know where you need help. You must understand that we all need help in one area or the other. You may not see it on the outside, but it is important for you to reveal that weak state of your life to your partner. That weakness that others on the outside cannot see. It is important for you to reveal to your partner so that your partner can cover up for you. Because marriage is built in a way that the strength of the other party can actually cover up for the weakness of the other party. God decided that way. That is where you are lacking, then the other partner can fit in and cover you up. It is very important. Transparency is germane. It's one of the core pillars of building trust in a relationship, and you must understand it. The second pillar I will discuss on is accountability. What do I mean by this? That is, it's your ability to account for the things that you do. There are so many people, so many spouses that they cannot even account for the finances of the house. Your husband gives you certain amounts of money, you cannot even give proper account of it. Now, I'm not saying that he doesn't trust you. No, that's not the case. He may not even ask about the details of how you spend the money, but I'm saying that you must be able to be accountable. When you are accountable, it shows that you are trustworthy. A leader that is accountable shows that he is trustworthy. So many men, because they are called the leader in the marriage, they believe that they shouldn't be accountable to their wives. No, that is not how it works. You have to be accountable. Now, you may not have to go into the nitty-gritties, but you must be accountable about your life. You must be accountable to your spouse concerning your life. You must be accountable. Accountability is core, is germane. It's core. The things that you do, you must be accountable for it. You must be accountable for your family, to your spouse. You must be accountable. About your finances, be accountable. About your career, be accountable. About the things that you do, about your plans, about your visions, about your purpose, be accountable. Let your partner be able to say, oh, I trust my husband. Oh, I trust my wife. Oh, I trust my fiancé. I trust my fiancé. Accountability is very, very important. Don't just go about life and believe that you are not accountable to anybody. Don't just go about life and believe that you can do whatever you like. No, the moment you say I do, the moment you get involved with another person, then it is important. It is expedient of you to be accountable. Your wife wants you to be accountable to her. Your husband wants you to be accountable to him. It is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of maturity. It shows you are mature enough. It shows how mature you are. There's some people, both of them come together to contribute money to do certain projects. And after contributing the money, then because the wife trusts the husband with the project, the husband could not even account for the money contributed. He could not even account for the project. That is not maturity. That is not how trust can be built. A lot of people have breached trust based on this. Your wife trusts you with her salary. She trusts you with her life. Can you be accountable? Can you be accountable? You have to be accountable to two people in your life the moment you get married. The most important person, the utmost person you will be accountable to is God. That is, when God brings that wife your way, God is expecting that you have to be accountable for the person He has given to you. In the Garden of Eden, when God called unto Adam, God said, where are you? Adam could not account for the people and for the possessions that God has placed under him. That was where he failed. That's where he failed. You have to be accountable. You have to be accountable to God concerning the children that He has trusted into your hands. You have to be accountable to God concerning that. As a leader, as a man, you have to understand this. Then the other person you have to be accountable to as a man, as a husband, is your wife. Don't say I'm the leader, I can't be accountable to her. No, you have to be accountable. A good leader shows leadership. True leadership is revealed by accountability. Any leader that is not accountable for the resources that is committed into his hands, then that leader has failed as a leader. So as a leader, as a man, you have to be accountable to your wife concerning the resources of your family. It is very important. That is what makes your wife to trust you. The wife can say, oh, I trust my husband with these resources. I trust my husband that he will do the things that we have agreed to do. I trust my husband that he will carry out the things we have agreed to do. I trust my husband that he will defend me. I trust my husband that he will speak up for me. I trust my husband that he will do the things that we have jointly agreed to do. I want you to understand this. The first pillar is transparency. The second pillar is accountability. And the last pillar I want to discuss about is responsibility. When you are transparent, when you are accountable, you are reliable. So your wife, your spouse can trust you. Your husband can trust you. Then the last thing is responsibility. That's the third pillar. You have to be responsible. A responsible partner shows, when you are responsible, it builds trust in the relationship. What do I mean by responsibility? You have to be responsible for the things that God has placed under your hands. Accountability is talking about being able to lay down the details of what you have been entrusted with. Now, responsibility is saying that you are able to respond to the abilities that you have been given. You have to be responsible. You have to be responsible concerning the affairs of your home. There are some men, they are not responsible. They believe that they are not responsible for the upbringing of their children. No, that is wrong. You are responsible for their upbringing. You are the priest of the house. You are the leader of the house. You are responsible for their upbringing. Don't just leave the matter of child upbringing to your wife. You are also responsible for that. You have to be responsible. It's not just about paying their school fees. It's not just about providing the money in the house. You have to bond with them. Your children need a father figure. Your children need a father figure in their lives. They need it. You have to be responsible. When you are responsible, it shows that you are man enough. You have to be responsible. You made certain vows on your wedding day. You have to be responsible for that. You have to be responsible for that. You have to be committed to that vow. That is what shows that you are responsible. You have to be faithful to your wife, to your spouse. That is what shows that you are responsible. You have to be committed to the upbringing of your children. That is what shows that you are responsible. You have to be able to provide for your home. That is what shows that you are responsible. The Bible says a man that cannot provide for his family is worse than an infidel. It said anyone that cannot provide for his family, anyone that cannot provide for his family is worse than an infidel. Now you may not have been there, you will not be in a financial state that can provide the luxuries that they want, but you must be in a state that you can provide the basic needs of their lives: shelter, clothing, feeding. You have to be able to do that. That is responsibility. There are some people, they have the money, they have the resources, but they are not responsible. They prefer to spend those resources on those on the outside than spending it on their family, on the people that they are expected to be responsible for. That is not responsibility. You want to put up a good face on the outside when your family is suffering. That is irresponsibility. You cannot build trust that way. Your wife cannot rely on you that way. Your spouse cannot rely on you that way. That is not how it works. Responsibility. That is a key, a core pillar of building trust in the relationship. There are men that they do good on the outside, people on the outside, yet their family suffer. The first institution you are responsible for, the moment you get married, is your family. It's your family. Your family must be able to say that we are provided for. They must be able to say that their basic needs are met before you can now extend that gesture to people on the outside. Now I said need, not want. Their basic need must have been met before you extend that gesture to people on the outside. Don't be a philanthropist on the outside and yet you are the most stingy person to your family. Don't be the good pastor to your congregation and be a bad father to your children. Don't be a good preacher to people of the world, to the world, and be a bad husband to your wife, or a bad wife to your husband. No, you have to be able to balance. let the first ministry that God has committed to your parents, your marriage, be able to say that we have been preached to before the world can say that. Let them be able to say we have been pastored like a father, like a good shepherd, which is over his sheep, before your congregation can be able to say so. You must understand this responsibility. It's very important. 3 pillars of building trust in a relationship. The first one, trust, transparency. The second one, accountability. And the last one, responsibility. I believe that we are able to work on these 3 aspects. Even if we have breached trust in time past, if we have betrayed trust in time past, I believe that you will be able to restore that trust by being consistent in these 3 areas. Start being transparent, start being accountable, and start being responsible. Now, I know some of you might use this as a defense. Oh, my husband, I hope you are hearing this. My wife, I hope you are hearing this. My dear, if you have betrayed his trust in time past, if you have betrayed our trust in time past, you have no right to demand for that. You have no right. It is expedient for you to take it up on yourself to restore that trust. That is when he can trust you again. If your husband has been transparent to you when you started, he has been accountable to you when you started, he has been responsible in many ways when you started. But once something happened along the way and you betrayed his trust, my dear, he won't trust you like that. You won't just get that trust restored just like that. You have to take up the initiative to restore that trust. And that is when you focus on these things. Start being transparent again. Start being accountable again. Start being responsible again. That is when by being consistent in that, it shows that you are now reliable. Then he or she can see a sense of repentance, a sense of an effort to restore the trust that you have betrayed in the past. I hope you get something from this episode tonight. Till I come your way next week, stay safe. God bless you, and bye for now.